Hey, what's happening, everybody out there? It's Mr. Pound for Pound himself coming back again. Mr. Pound for Pound himself. I'm going to say it again. Mr. Pound for Pound. It's going down. All right, we're going to talk about it. Amir Khans, Zab Judahs. This is going down July 23rd. This is 2 days after my birthday, matter of fact. At the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino, Las Vegas, Nevada. 12-round bout for the WBA and IBF Super World Light Welterweight titles. It's going down. Once again, here with my boy, Mr. M2.
In the building.
And we're going to talk about the fight. First of all, I'm going to do a little recap just based on the, what they've got going on. And we're going to go over Amir Khan a little bit. Amir Khan currently record is 25 wins, 1 loss. Has 17 by knockout, 1 loss by brutal knockout. Prescott.
Impressive knockout.
Impressive, beautiful knockout by Prescott that he has to avenge, but we'll get to that later. And then on the flip side of that, we got Zab Judahs, 41 wins, 6 losses, 2 by knockout. That funny dancing Kasazu knockout, it's pretty lovely. And we'll go over that too. So let's talk about Amir Khan's last 3 opponents. Paul Malignaggi, I think McCloskey or whatever his name was, really didn't care about that one. And then Maidana, who put on a really good fight. I personally thought against Malignaggi, I already knew he was going to beat Malignaggi. He's just too rangy, too fast, too slick for him. McCloskey, I didn't care. Really barely watched it. I was tuning in and out, watching other channels and flipping back and forth. I really didn't care for that at all. And then the Maidana fight, which was a really good fight. What do you think about that, Mr. M2? I mean, give me your your spiel on those 3 fights. I thought the Maidana fight was really close. I thought he was in dire straits. I thought he was in trouble.
Yeah, he was definitely hurt in that fight. But I think that's his let's say career-defining fight so far, in my opinion. Just because obviously we've questioned his chin for quite some time after the Prescott blowout, and he showed some grit, showed some heart. He was hurt very, very badly in that 10th round, I believe, was in that fight.
Something nice.
And he survived, and he pulled it off. And he actually did knock Maidana down with a real good body shot in the first round.
Correct.
I mean, the McCloskey that was just, like you said, just boring. Didn't see the Amir Khan I wanted to see out there, but he got the win. And Malignaggi, he was just too much for him.
Correct.
But the Maidana fight is definitely his career-defining fight so far.
Yeah, I gotta say that. I gotta agree with that. I'm not gonna go on the limb to say names on a fighter's record, but Marco Antonio Barrera was a big name, but little guy.
Yeah, just over the hill at that point.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, Amir Khan's trying to say that, I'm a changed fighter, I'm better, this, that, and the other. And that, he's kind of trying to play Breedis Prescott as though it should have never happened, as though, he's too much of a star now. That was only 8 fights ago.
Yeah, he's got to get in there with this guy again.
It's not like it was 15 fights ago or anything.
No. I mean, this guy put a beating on him in the first round. And you gotta come back and avenge that one, man. You have to.
Most definitely. And then Zab Judahs. I mean, we're going to the flip side of things with Judah. We're talking about his recent, wins and losses. I mean, his last loss was against Joshua Clottey. And since then, I mean, he's fought people with the likes of Ernest Johnson, Ubaldo Hernandez, blah blah blah, whatever. Santa Cruz, which was, a blowout in 3 rounds. And he fought Matisse. He had some problems with him.
Matisse definitely gave him trouble. Yeah. A lot of people thought Matisse won that fight, just like with his last fight with Alexander. I thought he won that fight. He was robbed.
Yeah, it was a very close fight.
Yeah.
But he showed Judah.
Yeah, Judah showed some grit there too. He's also had questions with his chin, and he took some very, very hard shots that fight from Matisse.
Most definitely.
And ended up pulling it out, whether you agreed with it or not. He got the win. And he looked like a totally different fighter against Mabuza with Sweet Pea in his corner now. I really think that he did change him up dramatically in the ring. You could definitely see it. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch that fight. You have to see Judah's definitely a different fighter now.
Yeah, Judah looked pretty good. My thing is this, right? We gotta argue a little bit. And my thing is this. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying I don't know only because Mabuza he's a nice opponent. You know, I'd love to have him in front of me. But
definitely.
he's good to look. I mean, Zab did look different though.
Yes.
He looked good. He looked like he actually stuck to a game plan. Didn't look like the 4-round Zab that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, he didn't waste any punches out there against Mabuza, which was something that I think is really gonna, let's say, help him carry on in his later years as a fighter.
Carry on with some brains.
Yeah, definitely.
Not punchy.
Yeah, and
he's already a little punchy.
And he had a lot of foot movement. He was on the toes a lot of the time, and he showed some very, very good head movement against this guy.
Yeah,
made him miss a lot.
Sweet P doing his magic.
It was definitely Whitaker like at some points. Not all the way, but at some points.
Whitaker-esque. But then again, like I said, you know, Mr. Pound for Pound's got to come here with some negativity, of course, because I love being negative. But Kaiser Mabuza, who is he? We didn't know who he was. Yeah. So if he's no Amir Khan.
No, definitely not Khan.
And he's not going to move. He's not going to give Judah the problems that a Khan would. And me being in the ring myself, you know, you get in the ring with people you know you can do things against, and you look pretty in there. Then you get in the ring with a guy, he's oh shit, I got to be serious today. You know, you got to be more. That's what he's going to do against Amir Khan. So will we see him revert back and not see that head movement, or will we not see that beautiful ring generalship that we saw against Mabuza?
Well, I think that Zab, I think he really, really respects Whitaker as far as his boxing knowledge, and I think that he would listen to him more than he would his father. I mean, if you've seen in the past, you know, his dad, you know, it's kind of it's an iffy thing to have the parents in the corner.
Yeah,
and I just think that he really, really respects Whitaker and his boxing knowledge, and he should stick to his game plan.
Well, I'd respect Whitaker too. He's a champion. I mean, his dad, Zab's dad's nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the best punch Zab's dad threw was against Mayweather's uncle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that could be it.
His career-defining punch he ever threw in his whole career.
Yeah, but I know it's only been one fight with Whitaker in Zab's corner, but you can really, really see the impact that he's had on him and his style so far.
All right, so let's hear. We're already at the 7-minute mark, and so we're gonna get to talking about. Let's just do attributes real quick. I want to see your views on the attributes of both fighters, and then I want your prediction at the very end, and I'll give you my assessment of what I think is gonna go down. And so go ahead. Give it to me. Let me hear it. What's Zab bring to the table? What's Khan bring to the table? What do you think? Your opinion, Mr. M2. Give it to me.
Okay.
Going down.
Both guys, good hand speed, and both. I think power goes to Zab, definitely. He still got a lot of power in that left hand. As far as technical punches and, you know, straight shots, you got to give that to Khan. Chin is questionable on both sides. And as far as who do I think will win, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I know a lot of people are going to be shocked, but I'm going to pick Zab in the upset based on the change I see in his defense out there, and he's not wasting a lot of punches. I think that he can make Khan miss at some points, and I think he's definitely got more power in those fists than Khan does. And if he catches Khan, he's got to catch Khan. I mean, he's going to hit him. And, you know, it's going to be a question whether he can take it or not.
Okay, well, yeah, getting caught is definitely a part of boxing. I mean, at some point you're going to get caught, and Amir King Khan is going to get caught with some. I mean, they're both going to get caught. And the whole King Khan, we'll find out if he truly is a con artist that night, because if he is King Khan, we'll find out pretty soon, because this competition is going to start getting stiffer and stiffer. I personally think Mr. Pound for Pound's views, and I'll say it to Amir Khan's face, I'd love to spar Amir Khan, to be honest. I don't think Amir Khan's that great. I mean, I've seen him spar. He's actually sparred against a stablemate of mine that I know. Not going to name no names, but, you know, putting people on blast in the media, I'm going to be kind of safe. But I actually know someone personally who sparred Amir Khan and was just like, he's all right. Media kind of blows him up more than what he is, but we'll just leave that at that. And then, you know, of course, you know, media and TV, they always make a guy seem better than what he really is. I think Amir Khan's all right. I think he just has a really good superstar coach behind him and a stable like Manny Pacquiao and stuff. I think that in his hometown back overseas, he was great. You know, he's great over there. But, you know, this is the Americas over here. It's a little different. I think he's okay. I think he's all right. I don't think he's elite, and that's what they're trying to bill him as right now, as elite. No way, not at all. I think he's a good fighter, but he's not elite. And once he does get up in there and he starts fighting the elites, the Khan and King Khan is going to show. That's my personal opinion. But my assessment of Judah. Judah's a smaller guy. He's a shorter guy. As far as power, I'm going to say it's equal based on Amir Khan's size. He's going to be the bigger man. He's going to have a longer reach. As far as speed, I might say equal as well. So on my end of the spectrum, I'm going to say the power is equal. I'm going to say the speed's equal. As far as ring generalship and movement, it's pretty close, man. I'm going to say equal also. I'm going to give a little bit edge to Zab Judah, though, on that note. He is training with Sweet Pea, and that's Sweet Pea's forte. And I do see a lot better foot movement in Zab in the Mabuza fight. So I'm going to go with Zab on the movement aspect of it. Ring experience, definitely Zab Judah. Momentum, definitely Amir Khan. He's got the, superstar momentum right now. They're trying to build him, so he's feeling really great. I mean, the confidence is really high. But like I said, just 8 fights ago, he was knocked out, and it was pretty vicious. So Judah, knowing that, Judah hasn't been knocked down in a while. I mean, he's been hurt, he's been stunned, but he hasn't been knocked out, like an Amir Khan was knocked out against Prescott in a long time, So that always lingers in the back of your head, especially when you fight a good sharpshooter like a Zab Judah. I'm going to go with my gut instinct. This is not my mind's decision. My mind decision says Amir Khan, just because he's real technical. He has technical skills. He keeps his hands high. Good jab. Long, rangy. Double jab right hand, double jab right. He's real basic, and he has a lot of stamina. I'm going to go with Zab Judah strictly off counterpunching, speed, and power. And I do think Zab has the better chin in this fight. I'm going to go Zab Judah for the upset. That's my gut pick. And I'm pretty confident in that pick. I think Zab's going to pull an upset. And I think he wants that multi-fight deal again. I heard, he's going to get he might get an HBO deal, right?
Yeah. And he's got, he knows money's on the line. And one other point I want to also make up is that this is a big fight for Khan, his biggest fight to date.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how he performs under those big bright lights in Las Vegas. It's a lot of pressure to fight there. That's where champions are made and,
Or broken.
Yes, exactly. In big fights, a lot of big fights at the Mandalay Bay over the past, numerous years.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's another thing. Zab's been there. I mean, he hasn't won all of his big fights, but he's been under those bright lights. And he has looked good at some moments. Like he looked good against Cotto early on. Looked good against Mayweather early on.
Correct.
Even knocked Mayweather down. That was something that should have been called, but
correct. That's
a different story. But he has been there, done that, and we're gonna see if Khan can deal with that.
Correct. And one more final note before we head out, Mr. Pound for Pound has to say to all my listeners, what's cracking? But anyways, one more point that I wanted to point out was that I think what's really going to make this fight interesting is they're pretty close in attributes and everything. But what's really going to make it interesting is they're both not really mentally tough guys. They will break down both. I mean, Zab goes past 5 and he's having some problems. He's been known to break. You've seen Amir Khan in trouble a couple times, not dire straits trouble except for the Prescott, but past 5 rounds. I mean, you see he gets a little frustrated. He does break a little. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in that fight.
Definitely. Good point.
Yeah. So everybody, July 23rd, Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas. It is going down. Zab Judah, Amir Khan, or you can say it backwards. Amir Khan, Zab Judah. It is going down. I think it's going to be a great fight. Mr. M2 here with me.
Make sure you watch it. It's going to be a good one.
And Mr. Pound for Pound is signing off. We'll see you guys later. We're going to talk about Mayweather Ortiz. Catch my next segment on Fedor Emelianenko and Dan Henderson. And also catch my controversial one on boxing versus UFC MMA. It's going to be pretty controversial. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. You guys have a good day.